2026. This is awesome. This is the second time I get to tell you guys that because I saw many of you at homes and some of you this week over at Cross. Welcome to parochial parents that are here this evening as well. So here we are, class of 2026. In a blink of an eye, we are here. The child's getting ready to come to high school. Welcome back to those of you parents that have already done this and put them through. You know this is okay. You know you can get through it. For those of you that are here for your first time, you'll get through it too, and it will be good, I promise. I can tell you myself that I put 2 children here through Stevenson High School. I have 2 graduates from Stevenson High School. I myself was a Stevenson grad just a few short years ago. So I truly, truly believe in Stevenson High School, okay? If I didn't believe in Stevenson High School, I would be the last person to put my children in Stevenson High School. But I know the staff, I know the teachers, I know this place, and all of you are incredibly lucky to be here. And I forgot to introduce myself, but I am Christy Gager. I am one of the 6 counselors here at Stevenson High School. I'm joined by Lori Christensen this evening. She is with us. 2 of our other counselors were manning the counseling table. If you had an opportunity to go by, if you had any questions for them. One of our other counselors was actually our MS8 National Honor Society chairperson, and she was actually working at that table in regards to all the activities. So once again, welcome. When we went, oh, Mrs. Akras. Mrs. Akras is the assistant principal here. She's with us too, so that's her right over there in the corner. One thing that I mentioned in regards to when I went to Watinian and I went to the middle school, we talked about the size of Stevenson High School. That's a big difference from middle school. The population here at Stevenson, there's over 1,600 students. So that means there's 1,600 students in the hall during that 5 minutes of passing time. So yeah, it's a much bigger place. We have currently right now 83 teachers in this building, 5 administrators, 6 counselors, full-time social worker, and a psychologist. Our student assistance person, Ms. Hammerman, is also with us down in the counseling office. 6 custodians, 6 secretaries who are amazing to basically, take care of this whole place. And we have a school resource officer and 2 Blue Line guys that are here to keep us safe. The building facilities, when I talk that too about being, hey, we have a swimming pool. Your elementary schools, middle schools, upper elementary schools don't have a swimming pool. High school has a swimming pool. We also have our PAC here. We have the library. We have the 4 computer labs. And we also have a school store that is open almost every day during lunch for students to access. They can buy Stevenson apparel in there. They can buy snacks, pencils, supplies. It is open for them to be able to go in there every lunch. As well as I do believe the boosters, and we're selling Stevenson apparel. I told them when I walked by this evening, do not let me buy anything, because trust me, being here a long time and Stevenson close to my heart, I got a whole lot of Stevenson there. Student achievements at Stevenson, something that we're all proud about. Over 98% consistently of our graduates will graduate in 4 years. And that first Friday in June, when they walk across the stage and they move their tassel as they walk down the steps and they receive their diploma in their hand, that's how many students graduate from Stevenson High School year after year. Scholarships, it was reported by the class of 2020, that's the last data we have, that they received $6.2 million in scholarships to colleges. Okay, that's pretty substantial, it's pretty awesome, and actually that number is probably a little lower because not maybe every student actually gave us the information of all the scholarship money that may have been awarded to them. Our AP scores, we're going back to the COVID year when we shut down and everything went virtual. In 2019-20, we gave 560 exams. I will let you know that that is 200 less than we normally do. The whole virtual thing did it. Same thing with last year. This year, we are back face-to-face. And this year, we have well over 700 tests that are going to be given. Our number jumped a little bit to 66% that scored a 3 or higher, which we give a student, and Ms. Christensen will mention a little bit more about the AP courses. A student based after taking an AP exam, they take the test based on the score, they can receive college credit. 66% did that. Our numbers are normally 86 to 88%. My hope is this year, now that we're back to face every single day and kids are in there working with their teachers, we will return to where we were. It was consistent, it dropped, just like everything dropped. Our hope is now to get back to where we were. Student opportunities, we mentioned this to the kids when we went there. Here's a list of all the opportunities available at Stevenson High School. Clubs, drama, music, athletics, activities, career development, they're all on that list. It just so happens that this list is alphabetical, and it just so happens that academics is number 1 on that list. Well, how convenient that was. But that's why we're here, and that's why in a couple short months, when you, or your child sitting next to you, walks into Stevenson High School, they will start the next 4 years. And they're here for academics because the academic part and what they learn and what they do and where their interests are and the courses that they take will lead them to their future 4.5 years from right now. It will fly by quickly. If you can kind of think back, wow, we're in early elementary and we're getting ready to go to upper elementary, right? That was just like 4 years ago. Here we are again, taking the last step until you head out to your future. So number 1, like I said, is the academics. The other things are listed there, all important, because what happens after 219 are all those other things listed on that list. But why we're here is number 1, the academics. And so Ms. Christensen is going to come up right now, kind of share a little bit about the scheduling and what's happening and the academics, and I'll be back a little bit. Good evening. So, this is probably what you're really kind of interested in. What am I going to take in 9th grade? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over an overview of what we have to take to get out of this place, and then we will go a little bit more in depth for 9th grade. So, Michigan Merit Curriculum Law states you have to complete certain amount of credits and courses already graduated. Through Stevenson, or Livonia Public Schools, you have to complete 23 credits. Every class is 0.5 credits. So each semester you can get 3, over the whole year you get 6. Okay? So when it says 4 credits in English, that means you're taking English every year. You're going to have English 9 through English 12. So next year, you get to take English 9. You're going to have 4 credits of math. So math every year. Next year, it's going to be geometry. Again, you don't get much of a choice. Okay? 3 credits in social studies. So for 3 years, you have to take social studies. Next year, it's going to be world history. Okay? Now, many of our students, the majority of them, take 4 years of social studies. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, because we have electives within there, and we have other social studies besides the required courses. You need 3 years of science. So next year, biology. Everybody takes biology. You have to have 2 years of world language. Some of you may have already started that. If you took Spanish 1 or French or German in the middle school, that counts. And then it says 1 credit in health and personal fitness. So what that means is it's 1 class, 1 semester of personal fitness, which is what the majority of you will take in 9th grade to get it out of the way. And then just 1 class, 1 semester of health. And then we have that 1 credit in applied visual performing arts. Do not stress about that. There's many different ways to get that credit. And we're going to show you that in a moment. Some of you will choose to do that. Some of you will choose to take 2 classes next year doing that. Anybody in band or music or choir? You're taking that, that already satisfies it. Okay? And then we have 5 credits in electives. So, specific classes. This is where I was kind of talking about. English, it's real easy. Language arts 9 through 12. So, you're all going to pick, like I said, language arts 9, except we have a global ed program. And I know Ms. Wojciniak and Mrs. Gager talked a little bit about that. And hopefully, if that was something you're interested in, you were able to talk to Ms. Tanner over there in our city hall. Global ed program is like a school within the school. It's a block, it's set up as block classes. So you have your English and you have your social studies. You go from English or social studies to the other class. It's the same 30 kids in there. They also complement each other. So like in world history, your 9th grade would be global ed English 9, global ed world history. If you're studying England, then in English, you're going to study maybe some English authors. If you really like politics, you like what's going on in other countries, global ed might be the one for you. You like current events, things like that. Their motto is think globally, act locally. So like I said, I cannot do it justice as far as that. So if you are interested, contact Ms. Tanner if you haven't already seen her. So again, you're going to pick language arts 9 with global ed. Then math, everybody takes geometry. Eventually we'll take algebra 1, algebra 2, and then you'll take a full year. Like I said, phys ed, most of you are going to take personal fit for one of the semesters. For science, you're all taking biology. Now, you're going to get to choose. We have a biology, we have an advanced biology. So if you're real strong in science, you have A's and B's, and you really like it, you challenge yourself. Sign up for advanced biology. Social studies, you got your world history. Some of you might be continuing on with world language. Some of you might be taking it for the first time. Some might say, I'm going to wait. And then we've got the visual and performing arts. Now, here's where this comes in. If you're like me, personally, I like looking at art, I like studying art, I don't like creating art. So whenever I thought visual performing arts, I'm like, thinking art. If you're into art, that's awesome. We have a lot of art classes. They all satisfy their requirements. However, if you're kind of like me, you don't like art, you can get it in many different ways. So we have foods classes. We have industrial tech classes, meaning small engines, woods, intro to drafting. Okay? If you're like, I'm not like much of that, and you're thinking, I want to go to the Career Center in 11th grade, anything at the Career Center counts. So there's many different ways to get this credit. Do not stress over it. Okay, and your counselor will make sure you do get it. Okay? Academic opportunities. And Mrs. Gager touched on this a little bit. So we do have accelerated classes, and we have the AP. So, it says accelerated English 9, 10, 11, and so forth. Accelerated classes you have to be invited into. You can't choose to take them. So, what's going to happen in the next couple of months is our department chairs in English, math, and social studies are going to get together with Holmes teachers, like Ross or Emerson, and they're going to go through your COGAT scores, your grades in those classes, and teacher recommendations. And then they will invite those that meet the eligibility. So, Accelerated English 9, you might get an invitation for that. If you're in Algebra 1, you might for Accelerated Geometry. Same thing with Accelerated World History. Now, I'm not sure how those invitations will come. Some years they hand them to the students, and students take them home. Sometimes they get mailed home. Regardless, if you get an invitation and you want to take part in the accelerated sequence, just have parents sign, and then you turn it in to the school office. And then we'll place you in the accelerated. Now, not all students are difficult. This is really, really hard. Again, those are like an invitation only. The department chairs look at it, and they look at test scores and teacher recommendations, and then you get a letter. Okay? So we have something for all levels. Then we have those AP courses as well. So Accelerate, which culminates 12th grade AP English. The math culminates with AP calculus. Additional academic opportunities. We have dual enrollment. So dual enrollment is set up where students would actually go to school prep or do it online and take college classes through school prep. It's really set up for students that max out our curriculum. So we do have students that some are taking right now geometry in 8th grade. So they would max out our AP, with AP calculus in 11th grade. They max out our curriculum. So we send them over to school prep, if they so choose, to take Calc 3 and differential equations. So that's a possibility. Global education, I talked to you about that. And then again, we have world language all the way up to level 5. So electives, when we talk about electives, a lot of times you think, oh, electives are just your car or your business. An elective is any course that is not required. So if you notice, we have things like language arts, math, so forth. So if you remember just a few minutes ago, I talked about how a lot of our students do take 4 years of social studies. They have their world history, which is required, U.S. history, the government, and time. All that's required. But we have sociology, we have psychology, we have international relations. And so some students really like social studies. They'll choose to do that. And that's where that comes in. That's considered an elective. Same thing with English. If you want to become a writer, or journalist. We have creative writing. Some students choose to do. Okay. So that's where those are. Our grading scale. So after you hear about GPA, this is how it's figured out. Every letter grade for final grades on your transcript get transposed to a number. And then they add them up. In your first semester, they'll add them up, divide by 6, and that's your GPA. And then as you go on and on, they just keep getting added to it. Okay, and I think Mrs. Gager, she gets to talk about all the fun stuff. Extracurricular activities.
Okay, so referring back to that list where we had academics number 1, alphabetically, after that, all of these opportunities then follow suit. Extracurricular activities are open to anyone. Some athletic teams and sports may have tryouts. That information will be posted and so forth. All the clubs are listed in co-curricular handbooks. They are on the Stevenson website. This presentation that we're doing this evening has already been updated to our website. The presentation that we presented to the students was a little bit more in depth. That has been uploaded to them, I believe, through their middle schools. Okay, you should have access to the PowerPoint presentation. I will also let all of you know, in the past, this is the first year, everything is now going online, but in the past, and if you've been here in the past, you received, or your student received, the Blue Programs Study Guidebook. That was the book that has all the information of all the courses that we offer here. If there is a prerequisite to take a course before you could take this course, all the description are there. The information regarding NCAA and the eligibility to potentially compete at the D1, D2 level in college, information is there. Graduation requirements and everything else. It is all part of the book. The book has been updated, and it is all online for you to access anytime that you may need it. In the past, the incoming 9th graders received the book, and we mentioned it to parents. Of course, parents never saw it. My guess was in the back of the closet, underneath the bed, or wherever it may be. Now it's available to anybody, any given time, online. Okay? A list up there of all the athletic sports that are offered here at Stevenson, whether it's a fall sport, winter sport, or a spring sport. We're in the middle of the winter sports currently right now, and in a blink of an eye, we'll be moving on to the spring sports. A couple other points to mention that are very important and make Stevenson pretty much who we are. You need to be comfortable, you need to be safe, you need to feel safe. So, it is a closed campus. Okay, you can't take off, go to lunch, or if you're not feeling well, you're in the bathroom, you call out and say, my goodness, I just got really sick, is it okay if I go home? So it's no problem, I'll come by and pick you up. You just can't leave, okay? You need to enter and exit the building if you're checking in or checking out, like through your assistant principal's office, okay? No problem. A parent can write a note, we can drop it off in the morning, if the assistant principals will write off the pass for you to check out. You might have an orthodontist appointment at 2 o'clock and you have to leave school early. We need to know where you are. When you leave in the morning and you're at school, you are with us at school. We need to know where you are. So you just can't come in and come out. And it's always been that way. Obviously, be smart, no profanity or insubordination. If any of that happens, you will be dealt with appropriately. In regards to cell phone use in classes, in the past, it was like, put it away, we don't want to see it, we will not see it to the end of the day, and that was it. Obviously, things have changed. So much is digital, so much is online. The classroom may need you to use your cell phone. The teacher might say, hey, you know what, it's totally okay if you use your cell phone during my class. Another teacher might say, absolutely, put it away, I don't want to see it, and you need to put it away, you're not allowed to see it, okay? So, be careful, kids, with all the cell phones, because everyone's always just walking around like this, okay? You need to be yourself, so try to limit it, especially in school, the cell phone usage. And obviously, if you are caught drinking, smoking, vaping, or something, you will be dealt with, and it will be handled by the administration here at Stevenson. In regards to parent communication, like I mentioned, there are many things that are online. If you can't find it online, let us know, okay? Parent Connect will allow you, you're probably already doing it right now, to follow along with your student and Student Connect, where you can see when a grade has been entered, you can see what's been turned in and so forth. It is as up to date as the teacher updates that information, okay? So when it is entered, you have access to that. One thing to all you students here, when I have a student who's struggling or not doing well, I bring them down, I'll call up, Student Connect on my computer programming, and we start counting missing assignments. Literally, one missing assignment once a week in one class, that is 5 points, right? One class, I'm just not going to do that 5-point assignment. After 10 weeks, that's 50 points that you did not turn in that are give me points, basically. That is the difference between passing and failing, getting an A to a B, a D to a C. It makes a difference. Every point makes a difference. So when you sit there and you're just like, well, this is an easy fix. Nope, there's nothing wrong with you. Nope, you're a pretty smart kid. Why did you not turn in your work? So it matters and it counts. So please, 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 make sure you turn on all of your assignments. Parent email, hopefully all of you be registered and have the account over here. Multiple emails go out a day. That's the way to stay connected here at Stevenson High School. Also, the Booster Club and PTSA, we're both here today. Hopefully you're able to make contact. But this is ways for you as parents to be able to get involved. Real quick, the registration process for any parochial parents that are joining us tonight. You will follow the registration process that's here. Hopefully you received a packet today of information. The information is up there. When you get ready and you register and so forth, you will then meet with a counselor, one of us here after May, to register your child for Stevenson High School for the fall. A couple of upcoming events. The one was already taken care of. This PowerPoint has been already updated. From when we did this, it was posted, they already took care of it. And if you are interested in Global Ed, contact Ms. Tanner. She will be able to do a shadow with you.
few important numbers up there. They're available online. They're available here for Mr. Mazzoni, to Ms. Wheeler, our attendance office secretary. Ms. Kozler, Lori Kozler is our secretary, and gosh, are we lucky to have her in the counseling office. She takes care of all of us. She takes care of usually the front line when your student walks into the counseling office. If you have a question, call her. If she doesn't have the answer, she will find the answer or she will direct it to us. Okay? We also included Ms. Hyman's number up there as well. And as we're getting ready to finish up this evening, thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed your evening. A couple things to take away. We are a community here at Stevenson. We work because of you. We work because your child is here. We are staff. We are secretaries. We are coaches. We are counselors. We are teachers. We are the whole deal here. We are a community. Do not hesitate to reach out to any one of us if you need anything at all. That is why we are here. For all of you kids out there too, character, most important. Character is basically who you are, how you represent yourself, how you represent your family. And at the end of the day, every single night when you're brushing your teeth before you go to bed, hopefully you're doing that. But if you are, chances are there's a mirror there in the bathroom. You see your reflection in that mirror. That's the person who you're responsible to and you need to answer to. It was a great day, you did fabulous, wonderful, be better tomorrow. If it was a yucky day, you're accountable for that. What do you need to do to make the next day better? And obviously we're here in regards to critical thinking, to help you think, make good choices, and act on those good choices. Because it is your choices that define who you are going to be, how you're going to represent you, represent your family to do the best. Because at the end of the day, in 4.5 years, less than that, from today, you will be walking across that stage at Stevenson High School, which many have done before you. Maybe even your parents have done that before you. And you will be a Spartan, you will be a Stevenson graduate. And at the end of the day, when you plan coming in here as a 9th grader, in those 4 short years, that door will open that needs to open for you. Not every one of you are going to have that same door. It shouldn't be like that. You need to make sure it's the best door for you that opens. So, with that being said, it will go by so fast. It will be what you put into it and what you make of it. So enjoy the ride while you're here. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Enjoy the weather. Stay warm, stay safe.